What's up guys, Highness here with just a quick Destiny 2 news update. This came in the form of this week at Bungie. There's a bit more information about the faction and the faction rallies and what's going to happen when that ends. On top of this, some conversation about kind of sandbox tuning and weapons in the game, which is pretty interesting, and also a hotfix with some kind of patch note previews coming up for next week. They start by talking about the faction rally. They say that many people have been asking who is in the lead. Of course, they're talking about which faction is in the lead. Bungie say they won't report on the race while it's still in progress, but next week, once the winning faction rules the tower, we might give you some insight onto how things shook out. They say that they will announce the winner on Tuesday, October the 3rd, as soon as the scheduled downtime to deploy hotfix 1.0.3.1 ends, and that will be your chance to purchase the weapon from the winning faction in the tower. There will be a significant discount if you pledge your loyalty to them during the event. The winning faction's weapon can be purchased anytime during Victory Week, which lasts until the next reset. They do say that faction rallies are to become a new ritual that visits the tower periodically. Once the event is over, tokens can no longer be earned, but you can still redeem any that you're still holding onto to receive packages. Also, engrams that are waiting to be claimed from the faction vendor will auto-decrypt and be placed in your inventory at the next reset, so make sure you turn in all of your tokens before the end of Victory Week. They will reset before the next faction rally event returns sometime in the near future. So just a quick update there, we will have the Victory Week next week and we'll discover which faction earned the most reputation and we'll be able to unlock the specific weapon for that faction. I'll be curious to hear what you guys think in the comment section. Which faction do you think is going to win? I'm kind of feeling like it might be FWC. I'm a Dead Orbit guy myself, but the FWC weapons are really good. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Next, they talk about some sandbox tuning stuff in the game. So John Wisniewski, who's one of the sandbox designers, says since the launch of Destiny 2, we've been reading your feedback, spectating streams and watching YouTube videos. Recently, we received our first real batch of player data from our analytics team. We've also been shoulder to shoulder with you in the trenches daily. We're not ready to go into detail about weapon or ability tuning just yet, but there is an ongoing process in play, so we did want to drop a quick line and say that we've heard your feedback. Destiny 2 will be getting updates that tune the sandbox experience. We are aware of MIDA multi-tool's popularity and are looking at it very closely. It is popular, but according to our data, there are options out there that match or exceed its effectiveness in all activities. Have you found one? So they say that there are much more effective weapons than the MIDA multi-tool. I'm sure a few of us would beg to differ right now as far as the Crucible goes, but we'll see how it pans out. He ends by saying it's only the first month of a long adventure. Many players are still gathering weapons for their arsenal, and we have a handful of guns that haven't even hit the game yet. We're excited to see how things evolve. As always, thanks for playing and keep the feedback rolling in. So essentially they say that they will be looking at sandbox tuning some point in the near future, but there is a patch coming up on October the 3rd, which is next Tuesday. They're deploying hotfix 1.0.3.1. It contains some fixes for issues players have been experiencing, and they give us a little bit of a preview of what we can expect. So they say they fixed an issue in which players could lose access to the veterans transmat effect by deleting characters. They've also fixed an issue in which clan engrams would grant Trials of the Nine and raid rewards at only 10 power. So that wasn't actually an intentional thing. I assumed it was kind of intentional, but apparently not. So if you're kind of receiving those engrams, they will be dropping at more competitive levels at least after this patch. They fixed an issue in which progress for the exotic quest step, His Highness Seal, was not incrementing properly. So the quest progress will still increment by 1, but the quest step now only requires 10 seals to be collected. So if you're waiting on that Legend of Acrius quest fix, it's coming up in this patch finally. They're also fixing issues with raid milestones, which would not show for some players after the weekly reset, and an issue in which players could enter a state where they are continuously killed or unable to resurrect if an encounter completes or failure of events occurred simultaneously. So the servers will be taken offline on Tuesday, October the 3rd in preparation for the hotfix, and this begins at 8 AM Pacific time, which is 3 PM UTC, and I believe that's 4 PM in the afternoon UK time. And they expect the maintenance to be completed at 12 PM Pacific time. So it's going to be another few hours, and this will be on Tuesday, during the reset. Obviously, it's a bit frustrating that we have this downtime, but it's kind of something that we can expect a little bit at this point very early on in the game. At least they're kind of looking at stuff, and it will actually come with a patch at the end of it. They'll be fixing a bunch of issues. So at least there's that. They say that they are investigating reports of players players opening reward chests and not receiving loot, specifically the Cayde stash, Lost Sector, and planetary chest rewards. So perhaps the lockout on those is kind of not intentional. Also, they are investigating the Leviathan raid keys, and they say they have 2 instances where the keys are being removed kind of from the characters, and they're looking into how they can fix that. So there we go, guys. Just a quick update. There will be a patch next Tuesday with a whole bunch of kind of pretty useful stuff, nice updates to the game and everything like that. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section though, guys. Are these the fixes that you wanted for the game? Are there any other things that are kind of on your mind right now? Definitely be curious to read what you think in the comment section. But if you have enjoyed this quick update, a like is very much appreciated below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. But for now, have an awesome day.